Hola, it's Gabby here for Crafty Gabby, and today I'm going to make a car, trying to make it as 3D as possible. As you see here, I use a stamp, a snow globe, and I'm going to trace a inch in the outside of the part of the snow globe and a inch inside of the snow globe. Now I'm going to cut it with the scissors, leaving the space. And you will see I'm going to make this process again, but the second time I'm going to leave the snow globe in the car, and I'm going to cut the part of the snow globe exactly inside the line. As you see here, I'm stopping the second one, and I'm going to do the same process, but this time I'm going to leave that white space. Oh, talking about deja vu, it's like I'm doing the same thing again. But this snow globe is going to be more as a reference of the other one, plus the space that I need for the inside of the car. After I finish doing this, I'm going to color this paper in Seedless Preserve. I think so, yes. Seedless Preserve Distress ink, and I'm going to try to do it as darker as I can. Then I'm going to color the other snow globe. I'm going to I'm going to color it with distress ink in peel paint. After I finish coloring both, I'm going to start doing some white splashes in the one that have the purple color. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment that is going to say Happy Halloween. I'm going to stamp it in Versamark. Going to use embossing powder in, I don't remember, is this fluorescent green or fluorescent yellow? One of those two. But it's a fluorescent embossing powder. I'm going to try to cover the word as much as I can to be in top of the snow globe. I'm going to use the non-static powder, the dust pillow, and I'm going to stamp the Versamark twice. I'm going to stamp it, use my embossing powder, set it with my heat gun, then do it again, because this embossing powder is a little bit chunky and it looks good, but not as full as I want the words. The word happy, I stamp it twice, but the word happy you can leave it just for once. Just stamp the word Halloween twice. I have the mistake to do the happy because it's a small word. It look more like chunky the second time, but the Halloween it look fine because it's a big word. After I finish stamping, I'm going to grab the snow globe that is green, and I'm going to glue it on. And after that, I'm going to grab a gray cardstock paper, and I'm going to add some frost using my glitter spray. And while that's drying, I'm going to use the same fluorescent those embossing powder in white cardstock because I want to cut a castle. This castle I'm going to cut it in black and in this fluorescent color. You can use fluorescent paper, but I want to be exactly the same color of the words. Also, I'm going to cut a moon and a tree from this same fluorescent color. The tree I'm going to cut it also in black. The moon is just going to be in this fluorescent paper. I'm going to use this just as a shadow of the previously cut black haunted house or haunted castle. Now I'm going to start assembling my car panel. I'm going to use the biggest one, this one that I cut as a pattern. I'm going to use this as a reference of where I'm going to add all the items for the car. I also, because I'm going to work in acetate, I don't want to deal with glue. And I'm going to pass all the items, all the things that I already cut through the sticker maker. As you see there, I just glue the house and the moon, and I add fontaine all around the border. Now I'm going to glue the tree and bats. I think I add 2 bats, and I'm going to add more foam tape all around again, and I'm going to glue another acetate. And then I'm going to add bats on top of the acetate. Then I'm going to glue more foam tape, and I'm going to glue the last acetate. I think you can do as many layers as you want, but you just have to remember the more layers you add, the bulkier the card is. Believe it or not, this one is not that bulky. When I finish the card, you will see I'm going to add foam, and I'm going to add just 2 layers. That is about the same quantity of layer that you add normally in a shaker card for the pieces to shake inside. While I adding the layers, I just want to apologize because I didn't add any video lately. It's because I was traveling to pick up my dog to bring them from the States to Saudi Arabia, and it was an ordeal, but he finally is here. I'm so happy. Plus, I've been a little bit under the weather. I've been sick, and I don't know why I can't kick off this allergy and asthma. I think the weather in Saudi right now is very humid, but hopefully I'm going to be better while the winter is coming. Everything's going to be less hot and humid. I'm adding the last piece of acetate. I'm going to cut all around. I'm going just to keep the piece of the inside of the snow globe, because for me it's going to be easy this way. Maybe if you glue the whole thing, it's easy for you, but for me this time I think it's easy to deal just with this little tiny piece. I'm going to add double-sided stick tape, and then I'm going to start gluing double-sided stick tape to foam in black. As you see here, I add the double-sized tape to the phone, and I'm going to cut it in the strips, and I'm going to start adding all the way in the back. I want to cover everything as possible because I don't like it when you touch the card and it get soft in one spot that you can push it back. I don't know, I think it's some issue that I have, that I don't like that, because the corners are very thin. I cut very thin pieces of foam, but because I already have the double-sided stick tape, it was very easy to glue. Then you will see, like I say, I'm going to try to cover the whole card, and after I finish adding the foam, I'm going to add double-sided stick tape to the whole back of the card. I adding the foam in black because that way the card is going to look cleaner. When you look the card to the sides, it's going to look all black because the card base is going to be in black cardstock, and it's for that reason that I add the foam in black. Okay, when I finish doing this, I'm just going to make my card base in black cardstock, and I'm going to build the tape in the back, and I'm going to glue my card. After that, I'm just going to add the word boo in the bottom of the card. I just cut a B and several O's, and I'm going to add a little bit of wing costella in the letters. And that will be my card for today. Well, if you want to see any type of card or anything, or you want to make a comment what you like and what you don't like, please do it in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching my videos. Hope you like them. Until next card, goodbye.